This 111-year-old brand went from selling rugged outdoor accessories to becoming a $750 million lifestyle sensation. This is the story of how Stanley, known for its manly, indestructible steel blades, turned a pastel tumbler into the internet's most wanted accessory. Keep watching to learn how Stanley reinvented itself with bold marketing moves that allowed it to sell out 5,000 tumblers in just 1 hour. From surviving wilderness adventures to surviving a car fire, Stanley's glow-up proves that even the oldest brands can stay fresh and enjoyable. Let's get started. Before Stanley became a must-have for gym bags and desk setups, it was known for its rugged products made for blue-collared workers and outdoor adventurers toughing it out in the wild, aka men, well, mostly. It all started in 1913 when William Stanley Jr. invented the steel vacuum-sealed bottle. Before his invention, people relied on glass bottles that were fragile and easily broken. William's design changed everything. His bottle kept drinks hot or cold for hours, and it was tough enough to survive drops and heavy use. The Stanley Classic legendary bottle, especially in its iconic hammer-tone green, became a favorite for anyone in the blue-collar industry or exploring the outdoors. By the mid-20th century, if you saw a lunchbox, chances were it came with a Stanley thermos. It was functional, reliable, manly, and pretty much indestructible, just like Superman. However, by the 2010s, the brand's rugged image wasn't winning over new customers. While sales stayed steady, wasn't enough in a market dominated by flashier options like hydro flasks and Yetis. The no-frills design that once made Stanley a legend now felt outdated. The outdoor vibe was cool, but it wasn't connecting with the broader population, i.e. women or younger trend-focused buyers. In 2016, Stanley, they made a bold move to shake things up with the Quencher, a tumbler designed for both practicality and style. It featured a tapered bottom to fit into car cup holders, a large handle, and plenty of capacity for staying hydrated. The design, it had potential, but back then, it barely made an impact. Sitting unnoticed on store shelves, the Quencher was more of a hidden gem than a bestseller. When sales of the Quencher started failing, Stanley had two choices: let it fade into the background or take an even bigger risk. Needless to say, they went all in. The man behind the turnaround? Terence Reilly. In May 2020, Stanley hired Terence as their global president, and he came to make moves. Before Stanley, Terence had already worked his magic at Crocs. You know, the shoes everyone used to roast before they became trendy? Yeah, that was him. Terence had a unique gift for spotting products with untapped potential. When he looked at the Quencher tumbler, he saw an opportunity. Terence said, with the right colors, materials, and marketing, this could be Stanley's breakout product. But not everyone at Stanley agreed. The old school team, they couldn't wrap their heads around pastel-colored tumblers. It clashed with Stanley's rugged, manly, outdoorsy image. To them, it was like decorating a chainsaw with glitter. Still, Terence pushed forward with his vision. His strategy included partnering with The Buy Guide, a blog run by 3 moms who had a loyal fanbase. These moms, they believed that the Quencher could appeal to busy women, working moms, gym goers, and anyone looking for a tumbler that was both stylish and functional. It was a risk. What if the partnership flopped? Terence didn't sweat it. He launched the new pastel Quenchers in November 2020, and the results, they were wild. The tumblers sold out in just 3 weeks. People weren't just buying them, they were obsessed. But it wasn't just the colors driving the hype. Terence also collaborated with influencers like Emily Maynard, whose audience brought even more attention to the product. Stanley wasn't just selling tumblers anymore, it was creating a whole lifestyle. By the end of 2020, Stanley's revenue had jumped to $94 million from $70 million in 2019. This was just the start of what would become their biggest glow-up yet. In November 2023, a TikTok video by a woman named Danielle took the internet by storm. Her car caught fire. It was a total nightmare for her and her car. However, her Stanley Quencher survived the flames. Just like Superman walking out of a burning building, it even still had the ice inside. This wasn't just a tough product, it felt like magic. The video exploded, racking up over 60 million views, and TikTok hashtags like Stanley Tumbler and Stanley Cup started trending. Suddenly, everyone wanted a Stanley tumbler. But here's the catch, viral moments, they often burn out fast. The big question was whether Stanley could turn this hype into something long-lasting, or if it would fade away like so many fleeting internet trends. That's where Terence Reilly came in. As Stanley's marketing genius, he didn't just go with the flow, he turned the spotlight into a full-blown win.
Hey Danielle, my name is Terence Reilly. I'm the president of Stanley. And we've all seen your video. Wow, what an ordeal. And we're all really glad you're safe.
First, he reached out to Danielle publicly on TikTok and offered to replace her car. This wasn't just a nice gesture though, it was a smart move. It showed that Stanley cared about its customers on a personal level, turning casual fans into die-hard supporters. Next, Terence engaged with comments on TikTok in a way that felt real and relatable. Instead of coming across as a boring corporate brand, Stanley's responses felt more like a friend hyping you up. The approach was on point, and it matched the tone of the viral moment perfectly. The results? Pure chaos, in the best way possible. Stanley Quencher sales went through the roof. Colors sold out in minutes, waiting lists grew into the tens of thousands, and restocking became a challenge. By the end of 2023, Stanley's revenue reached an incredible $750 million, up from $402 million in 2022. Unfortunately, even when everything seems to be going great, challenges can still show up. For Stanley, being a viral hit, it wasn't all about pastel tumblers and big sales numbers. In December 2024, the company faced a serious issue when it had to recall 2.6 million switchback and trigger travel mugs. The problem was with the lids. They could pop off unexpectedly and cause burns if hot liquid spilled. It wasn't just an inconvenience, it was a big deal for a brand built on trust and durability. People started questioning whether Stanley products were still as reliable as they claimed to be. The recall wasn't just about fixing faulty products, it was about protecting the company's reputation. Trust has always been one of Stanley's strongest assets, and now they had to prove they deserved it. Would this recall tarnish their legacy, or could they find a way to rebuild confidence? Well, Stanley didn't hide from the issue. They tackled it head-on, showing everyone how much they valued their customers. Kudos to them. The company quickly communicated the recall, offered refunds and replacements, and made sure every affected customer was taken care of. This wasn't just about fixing a problem, it was about showing the community that they cared and were ready to make things right. But Stanley didn't stop there. They used this moment as a chance to grow stronger. They introduced Stanley Creates, a platform where customers could design their own tumblers, making every purchase feel unique and personal. They also partnered with big names like Lainey Wilson and Starbucks for limited edition collaborations that sold out faster than a viral TikTok trend. These moves, they kept Stanley in the spotlight for all the right reasons. Despite the challenges, Stanley ended 2024 on a high note. Fans stayed loyal because they saw the company wasn't just about selling tumblers, it was about creating a community built on trust and authenticity. Stanley showed that even when setbacks happen, a strong connection with customers can keep a brand thriving. So here's the big takeaway from Stanley's incredible journey from a rugged, no-frills brand to a $750 million cultural phenomenon. What started as an indestructible steel bottle for men has evolved into a movement, inspiring millions through clever marketing, viral trends, and a loyal community. Stanley's resurrection story? It's about reinventing and proving that even the oldest brands can stay fresh by listening to their fans and taking bold creative risks. With every pastel tumbler and innovative launch, Stanley continues to redefine what it means to be iconic, showing that history and innovation can go hand in hand. What's your favorite Stanley moment? Share your story in the comments. We'd love to hear how this brand has been part of your journey. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got more inspiring stories of reinvention and innovation coming your way, featuring brands and people who are reshaping industries and connecting with communities in unexpected ways. Stay tuned for valuable insights and lessons. So, what can we learn from Stanley's story? Even the most timeless brands can achieve modern greatness by staying bold, innovative, and true to their fans. From steel bottles to social media stardom, Stanley proves that with vision and passion, reinvention is always within reach.